Hello, 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 everyone. Give everybody a second to roll on in here. It's tea time. All right. Yes, I see people rolling in here. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I am Kyrie, and I am the social media producer for Divorce Court, and I will be asking Star all of your questions in just 2 seconds. Oh, here she goes right here. Oh, come on, Instagram. Yes. Yes, keep on. There we go. Oh, yes. She's giving
Hey,
it to us
honey, let me
today.
see if I can't set this up so that I actually you can see my face. Hello.
Yes, you are giving us space this evening. Yes, Star.
I have been doing some media today, so
Okay,
we had a little mini beat. So let's see.
got it. But yes, giving us everything we need.
I'm
So,
trying to
yes,
figure out how to
great.
make sure this. Oh, I think this works. Yes.
Works. Yes, this
Yeah,
works.
that works.
Works.
That works. That
Doing
works.
great, Star. We're doing good this evening.
We're doing great. Actually, I'm
That is
in Los Angeles. I'm here at my girl Vanessa Bell Calloway's abode, doing some media, and then also I'm gonna be the grand auctioneer for Tina Knowles Lawson and Richard Lawson's big charity event on
oh,
Saturday night. So
that's gonna be amazing.
yeah,
Oh,
I have been doing the auction for them for many years since they actually started Waco. Where art can occur is what Waco stands for. And it really benefits young men and young women. And so, anytime I can volunteer my time for my girl Tina and
yeah.
big brother Richard, I'm happy to do it. So I'm
Love it. Love it.
back,
Love
and I said, hey, this gives me the opportunity to talk a little divorce court right now.
it. You
And
know.
that's like my topic of conversation.
Yes, absolutely. Love it. So, thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh, absolutely. Been looking
Yes.
forward to it. Been looking forward to it.
Yes, we're going to do things a little different this time. So now we're going to be taking questions that we've been getting on
I,
our social accounts. And
I'm very willing to open myself up to questions. I just tell everybody, be clear. I will read you. Don't come
oh,
for me.
like comment section, you will read them.
No.
Like comment section, absolutely. Yes.
Uh-uh.
But we are almost 60 episodes into the season.
I
Amazing,
know.
mind blowing. Like it feels like we just got started.
I'm
There's still
loving
so
it.
much more to come.
So wait, before you get started, let me say hi to some people. I see
Oh, yeah.
some sorors in here.
Yes.
I see, you can always tell they're sorors with the little pink and green hearts.
Hey,
So I always
fam.
have to acknowledge them. I hope the sorors see the flowers on the bench
Oh,
at
yes.
all times.
And that,
You know that. Oh, and I wear more pink and green than anybody immediately. But then I also have to wear some blue and some red because I have to give the D9 some love. So
yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't represent us all the time.
Love it. Love it. Love
So
it. Yeah.
welcome everybody. Welcome before we
Exactly.
start. I
Yeah.
want to say that.
Thing. So first off, we've been seeing like a lot of different cases where
Mm-hmm.
people working in entertainment and they might say that, oh, my job, I have to do this and it requires me to be flirty or it requires me to do things that the other person might not deem okay.
Okay,
So I
explain
want
what
to,
you mean.
well, we had a case recently where there was a young man who worked in the entertainment industry as a club promoter. So he
Oh,
was a
a lot of people nowadays are club promoters and managers and trying to get that bag any way they can. I completely get that. Yeah, okay.
so
I do respect that.
sticky though in relationships. So like, how would you feel like in a relationship if the person is in an entertainment field and they have to, kind of do a little extra to maintain their clientele? Do you see that being problematic? What are your thoughts on
But
that?
wait a minute. All right. I think everybody knows that I have worked in entertainment, media, journalism, communication for
Absolutely.
literally 30 years, since 1992. And I don't have to do anything that would compromise my relationship to work in the entertainment field, okay? Entertainment may have changed with social media, digital marketing, all of that kind of thing, but character and integrity hasn't changed in 30 years. And so, all this you have to do a little extra as when that extra starts to bleed over into you losing your integrity by cheating, stepping outside of your relationship, then that's not extra. That's cheating and stepping outside of your relationship. And what I have found is that the public will appreciate you for being a person of integrity with character. So for all of these male promoters that are out there saying, I gotta be flirty with the ladies, I gotta make sure that my guests feel like they're the one. Your guests will respect you just as much if you say, okay, ladies, we can all gather around, because I don't take no single woman pictures, because my baby is home and I want to respect her like you would want me to respect you if you were my woman. Women would appreciate that, okay? Yes. Women would appreciate that. And that's the only perspective that I can come from. If you have integrity, then being a club promoter or being a UPS driver shouldn't matter, okay? Integrity is integrity. How?
Very true. Very true. Now I want to ask you, now you had a good point. Now I want to ask you, so where would you say you draw the line between flirting and being professional? So is it...
You know why y'all act like Auntie Star and just created these rules? Y'all know good and doggone well where the line is, okay? You don't need to be sliding in random women's DMs or random men's DMs. You don't need to do that. You don't need to be texting with random men or women in the middle of the night when you're supposed to be in bed with your significant other. Yeah. If you have to go into the bathroom to say whatever it is you need to say to some rando on your DM, that means that DM is not professional, okay? Because I can literally sit in my bed and text anybody with my husband sitting right next to me, because I ain't saying nothing that's inappropriate, okay? I'm not sending no naked pictures. I'm telling y'all right now, anybody that ever come on any live, dead, or any other kind of thing and say they have naked pictures of me, no, they lying, okay?
No, they don't. They don't.
You can't post naked pictures of me because guess what? I don't have no naked pictures. So, but my point is, if you can't do it in front of your significant other, you probably shouldn't be doing it. Sorry.
I like that. I like that. Now, you mentioned a good point now about social media, and you say this a whole lot on the show now.
Social media.
There you go. I didn't have to finish it. Can you please tell us why you think social media is the devil?
I think it gives people a false sense of what reality is. Okay, and I'd be curious to get some feedback from our audience today. I think a false sense of reality, meaning everybody on social media, they be lying. They just lie. Okay, they're taller than they actually are. They weigh less than they actually do. They eat healthier than they actually eat. They exercise far more than they actually exercise. They are far less flossy than they pretend to be on social media, okay? And you can't really measure your life according to what you see on social media because for the most part, it's false, okay? For the most part, it's false or it's pumped up. So if you're measuring your relationship by what you see on social media, you might be measuring it against a false measuring stick. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And you don't want to compare yourself to something that ain't really happening.
Wow, that's big, yeah.
Yeah, compare yourself to what's actually happening in your relationship. And then also, you can't really take advice from people who have not walked in your footsteps. Mm-hmm. I had a case recently where the female plaintiff wanted to be able to go out and hang out with her friends at night, and she said that her husband was a stalker. And do you remember she actually said, I wasn't in love with him when I married him. I married him for stability. First of all, I thought that was the cruelest thing that somebody could say. I thought that she was out of pocket, and I found her to be a user right then and there. To say something like that, I just thought it was a mean-spirited unnecessarily nasty thing to say. But that's one point. But then she brought on as a witness one of her road dog girlfriends. And my first and only question, as this girl starts telling me about how her friend used to party and used to hang out, used to do this and used to do that, my only question to her was, "Are you married?"
Mm. Mm.
Okay,
That's
because you want to be able to get your flirt on party, hang, do you, fine and dandy. But this woman had, as I recall, 7 kids at home.
yeah. She did. Yeah.
Didn't you have 7 kids at home?
7. She had a football team. Yep.
Right. I mean, don't you have to get folk ready for school the next day?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And don't you have some hair that need to be combed? Some laundry that need to be done? Some lunches that need to be packed?
Yes. Yeah. All of
And
that.
with 7 kids, I think it probably requires both you and your husband to be doing laundry, packing lunches, combing hair.
All of
So
that.
all of that.
Yes.
So I don't want you to think that you have to give up your life when you're married. I certainly haven't given up mine, but you should at least want to be with that person that you've married. And if you don't, then you need to ask yourself why you get married.
Absolutely. Ooh, okay. Start
Right?
for start. Yes. That was it right there. Okay.
Okay.
Now, speaking of why did I get married? That's a good segue. See,
And
this
why did
wait, see.
ask yourself why did you get married?
Exactly, because we had an older couple, cute little couple. They
Oh,
came
my
on the
favorite
show.
couple,
Yes, you already know
Mr.
exactly
and
where I'm about to
Mrs.
go with this.
Koenig.
Cute little couple, and now the older man, he's an introvert, and his wife is an extrovert. She likes to be the life of the party. She's a hot girl.
Yeah, Miss Koenig, honey. But you got
Yeah,
to tell the people a little bit. They've been married 53
they
years.
were married 50 years.
Mhm.
50 years, and he has just got to a point, and mind you, they're up there now. They're like late 70s, 80s, like they're up there.
Oh, yeah.
He felt that he's been questioning his marriage. He's been feeling like maybe he married the wrong woman. And he's been thinking about this woman from his
53 years
past.
later, bless your heart.
50 years later, he's been thinking about this woman, and he's been thinking, what if I would have done this? What if I would have pursued it? He doesn't even know if the woman's still alive.
Nope.
He hasn't heard from her on Facebook, nothing.
He
So
doesn't even
with
know what
that,
Facebook is. Mr. Koenig is not on that daggone Facebook.
you never know these days, okay? I don't put
Okay?
past
I mean,
I
but
don't
my
put
dad is
past
on
nobody.
Facebook, okay? And don't y'all be trying to hit up my father.
Right.
Okay?
But like, I guess like what I want to know, like, is there ever too late to find happiness? Is there a
Oh,
certain, like, no,
no.
you shouldn't do it?
No, Carrie, no. Everybody deserves to be happy. Lord knows they do. Everybody deserves to be happy. You do not need to stay in a bad situation. But Mr. and Mrs. Koenig, let's be honest. Miss Koenig was annoying at times because she know Mr. Koenig better than anybody know Mr. Koenig.
Yeah,
The
right.
Mrs. Koenig was just like picking on him half the time, and Mr. Koenig was just tired of it. And remember, I think I shared with you before. I believe that people come on divorce court because they just want to be heard. They feel like their partner has not been listening to them or hearing what they've been trying to communicate. And that couple was a prime example of
Yeah,
they just had not been speaking to each other in a language that they both respected and could understand. And so Mrs. Koenig was worried about her husband. That's really what was going on. Because he's getting older, he probably shouldn't be driving. His hearing is going away. She's worried about his food. She's trying to check out his doctors. But it can come across as overwhelming, busybody. Like, let me just live my life, wife. And that was Mr. Koenig. He wanted to say, I can do some stuff for myself. You don't have to do everything. And that's really what they were trying to say to each other. And it all manifested itself with one example that I just love to this day. Mr. Koenig's main problem was Miss Koenig tried to tell him how to eat his muffin. You remember that? And I think that just encapsulates everything in a relationship where the communications is broken down. Is as simple as a muffin. Dude likes his muffin. The man is 80 years old. He should be able to eat his muffin.
Absolutely.
That gum way he wants to eat his muffin.
Yes.
And Mrs. Koenig was like, I need him to use a knife and a fork because he gets crumbs everywhere. I swear, most people would have been like, if y'all don't get out of here with that. But I knew it was about something else. Mr. Koenig needed to have a level of control in his own life. And the simplest thing is a brother need to be able to eat a blueberry muffin the way a brother eat his blueberry muffin.
Let him live.
That is all I said. I said, Miss Koenig, let the brother eat his muffin the way he want to eat his muffin.
Right.
Okay? And it was so funny to look at Mr. Koenig do like nod his head. Like, see, the judge is trying to tell you. And what y'all don't know is Mr. and Mrs. Koenig sent me a picture afterwards of this fool with a muffin in his hand. Baby, I thought it was hilarious. But to your point of, is it too late? No. If they were really having sincere issues, if somebody had been physically or emotionally abusive, if someone was suffering from depression because they just felt stuck in a relationship and they knew that if they got out of it, it would help with that depression, I would say go get yourself together. Mm-hmm. I really would, because life is too short and life is too long to be miserable. You always hear people say life is too short for that mess. Mm-hmm. Well, life is too long for that mess also. And who wants to be stuck up in a situation where every single day, instead of you waking up and putting your feet on the ground and saying, hey, I'm ready to slay again, you go, oh, Lord, I got to see this fool all over again. You don't want that. Right. And right. I do believe that using something that my grandmother once said, and I did tell the folk on the show, my grandmother said, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder, from the Bible. And when we were having this conversation, because I was telling her I was going to get a divorce, and I was like, oh, grandmother about to get in me. And she said, but I need to remind you, God don't put everybody together. Sometimes we make them choices ourselves.
Grandmama be knowing.
Grandmama be knowing. Don't
be knowing. She be knowing.
She, and it stuck with me. And so that's why, when I share with other people on the show, I want them to know that it's never too late to say, you know what? My needs have changed.
That is fine. You gotta coin that. Like, that's all.
Yeah, I need something different. Yeah. I need something better. I need something more in line with my, again, go back to character and integrity. I just want to be happy. And I think everybody deserves to feel like that. So I don't care if it's 1 year into a marriage or 53 years into a marriage. Ask yourself that. If I wake up tomorrow and this partner is not here with me in my life, will my life be better or worse?
That's major.
Okay? Ask it.
Love it.
It'll help you decide whether or not your relationship is worth fighting for.
Absolutely. Okay, look, you already dropped it.
Long answer.
Love it, love it, love it. Before we switch gears, because this next one's gonna be a heavy one. Before we switch gears, let everybody know we're saving save all your questions for the ending. We're going to have a section where y'all can ask whatever you want to ask. Just save them to the end. We still have our BAEliff Hernandez joining us, coming up soon. So before Robert jumps in here, I gotta ask you now, because on social media they be letting you have it now.
They can let me have it.
They let you have it. So a lot of people.
About what? What did I do that's ticking folk off?
We've been accused of male bashing, setting women up to win. Sometimes you go in harder on the men. Can you give some insight to that? Can you let us know, why people might feel like that and shut that down?
Well, the first thing you need to know is what you see on television is anywhere from 19 and a half minutes to 21 minutes, depending on the episode. I actually am with the couple anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. Okay. And so there's a lot of filler information, questions and answers that I've been pulling out in order to come to a judgment that you don't see, because I really do treat this like it's important, and these are people's lives.
Yeah.
And so I give them the time that is necessary. I'm not ushering you in and throwing you out, okay? I'm just not doing that. Because if you're willing to come on and share your story, you deserve my time and you deserve an open mind. And I can legitimately tell you, but for maybe 4 cases, and I can identify which ones they were out of 180, I 100% came in with an open mind. 100%. But you have to understand, when the facts of the case are such that I know walking in the door that the male partner has had what we are now referring to as an on-break baby, while that partner was married to or in a long-term relationship with somebody else. I'm gonna feel some kind of way about that walking in the door. Okay, I just want to be clear about that. I'm gonna walk in there going, pearls will already be clutched, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah.
By the same token, if I know from my court sheet that the male partner is accusing the female partner of bringing another man in their house and sleeping with him in their marital bed, oh, I'm gonna already look at her like she a hoochie, because those are the facts that I have walking in the door. Now, I'm gonna have an open mind and hear how you're gonna explain yourself, but trust and believe you're gonna have to explain yourself, because the facts are the facts. And unlike folk at home, I'm only focused on the facts, because I have no vested interest in one person or the other. I have a vested interest in the truth and maintaining the integrity of the process. That's my vested interest. I have absolutely no vested interest. And it's interesting because this year on divorce court, we have gay, lesbian, straight couples. We have couples that have open relationships where they've had third and fourth parties in the relationship. And I bring no judgment to that. But I do require people to take responsibility for their choices.
Absolutely.
So no, I am not, I'm not male bashing, not in the least bit. I love men. And if truth be told, men get the benefit of the doubt with me. Walking in the door. Everybody kind of gets the benefit of the doubt with me until you show me that you're lying. Because I don't have those kinds of biases and prejudices, I think is the best way to put it. I personally don't. And I shared with you that there were probably 4 cases out of 180 that I really do feel like I was biased. There was a case where the woman partner had decided that she wanted to take control of her health. She had been an overweight woman, and her cardiologist told her that she was at risk of serious heart disease. Now, anybody who knows me knows that right there is going to do a trigger for me, right?
Yes.
Tells an overweight Black woman that she's at risk for serious heart disease. Her partner was an overweight man, and he liked all of the stuff that's not supposed to be good for her. Okay. And so he was feeling some kind of way because she was trying to become a healthier person. And she was looking great. And so, honestly, and I completely confessed it. I said, bruh, you gotta be on her side. The heart disease survivor. And she's on a train to good health. And you either get on the train with her, or guess what? You'll be left at the station. That's just the truth. And then really messed it up when she shared with me that the defendant had nerve enough to hide her fresh, brand new lace front wig. Baby.
That lace front. That lace.
Baby. As Richard
But the
Pryor
wig
say,
too.
that's when I put my hand on my knife. Okay? That's when I had to put my hand on my knife.
Yes.
You don't hide a woman's wig. That right there, that'll get you killed, as the people say. That'll get you killed. You can't do that. And so I had to again confess. I said, bro, you have come on the wrong court. Because you have someone who is a heart disease survivor, former obese woman who wears wigs. You already messed up.
Oh, get stuff up. Like,
but I told the truth.
Yeah.
So for anybody who says that I come in with a closed mind, they don't know I am going to give you the benefit of the doubt until you cross the lines. So yes, that person right there, 100%. Yeah, I mean, like, wait, there's somebody named that damn Libby. She said, girl, immediately, I know it just hurt your heart when the boy had nerve enough to hide the child's wig. So see, that one I was biased. We recently had a show just this week, if you recall. This woman lost her mother to COVID.
Yeah.
And her husband was a complete jerk, in my opinion.
Didn't want to wear a mask.
He used to wear a mask in the store where the people required masks.
And he made a scene at that.
And made a scene. And embarrassed that child. All right. Again, I bring my bias and I say that. I'm on the COVID task force. Okay? The Vice President of the United States of America, my soror, thank you.
Yes.
Madam Vice President asked me to participate in an effort to get Black and brown people vaccinated and knowledgeable about the COVID pandemic. How I look sitting on the divorce court bench telling this fool that it's okay for him not to wear a mask when his mother-in-law just died. Okay?
Exactly.
How I look.
Exactly.
I look inconsistent, and the COVID pandemic is far too important to the Black and brown community in particular because it exposes health inequities for me to treat this like it's a game. So we all having fun and everything on divorce court, and we be bringing the drama and the trauma. But trust and believe, if I have a platform to elevate a policy or procedure, an issue that's going to benefit folk, women in particular, Black and brown people in particular, children in particular, oh no, I'm gonna do that. And if you think that I'm biased, well,
because I'm gonna say I love those episodes in particular when you give your conclusion and then like it seems the couples like they're aligned with it. Like it's just they just needed somebody with a sound mind to say it because we had this couple from the church last Friday.
The one that played Mississippi Mass Choir in the middle of
I mean, playing gospel music in the bedroom. She's still giving church announcements, and he's already at the benediction. Like, I mean, they were all over the place, and I think everybody in the room came to the consensus that this just ain't working out.
Nope.
I think we can officially shut that down. Right. That you are not male bashing, and you are not
in the least tiny bit. No.
You let them have it how it is.
And the truth is the truth. I mean, you know, one of the very early cases, which is one of our favorite cases, I think we see it in promos more than any cases where the plaintiff, Chiffona, was literally begging the dude to marry her. Brought the ring to divorce court. Said, I got the ring right here. You can just get on your knees right now.
That's all you need to hear.
I was like, girl, and I actually said, you're not going to sit in here with me and cry over somebody that does not deserve your This is not going to happen. Yep. And so immediately as you are at home, you're thinking, oh, Star is bashing her brother. Until he then says, I wasn't going to bring this up, Judge, but I found out that she, who has been saying she wanted a baby with me, had her tubes tied. Baby,
Nobody saw that coming.
Honey,
Nobody saw that coming.
honestly, now talk about something that they cut from the episode in the editing. I actually spun around in my chair. I did like this. Woo! No. I did like that. Okay, I said no. I said no. She didn't lie like that.
It was just so.
And then I was a prosecutor, Curie, and because I can't resist, and I go, how long ago did you have this procedure? Because she then says, it can be reversed. It can be reversed. I got the doctor on speed dial. The fact that I remember these words should tell you how seriously I take these cases. No, it can be reversed. It can be reversed. So my only question was, when did you have this procedure?
Exactly.
Then the child said, 20 years ago. Woo! Then I had to spit again.
She knew. And that's why I was like, why are you going on with this story? You knew. Like,
where are pearls when I need them right now? 20 years ago. She laid me out with that. I'm sorry. She laid me out with that.
And I just find it so wild because she just thought that, like, the ring, like, proposing.
Baby, I'm sorry. I have white wine.
We didn't toast. We didn't toast. Yes, absolutely. Yes, toast.
Do my thing here.
Love the class. Oh, yes.
Love life. It's divine. Okay.
Love it. So, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So
yes. I hated that part. I was just like, why did you think that it was going to just fix everything?
And then somebody just brought up my other favorite case, Rio. Ooh, Lord, Rio. First time in the history of divorce court, 24 seasons, that a defendant hit on a judge. Okay?
Oh, yeah. I do remember that, yes.
Real. Somebody just brought that up. I had to, and then you might say, okay, she bail bashing with Rio. Excuse me? Rio lied and had the ticket of the chick he was trying to take on the vacation. And I caught him in a lie.
Absolutely.
That didn't happen. Okay. So shut that male bashing down. Okay. Shut that down.
I'm glad that we shut it down officially. All the comments, all of that.
Speaking of men,
hey,
there he is.
Hey, I want to toast also.
I was about to say, you just missed our toast. Yes, salute. Yes.
Bro, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, sis?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me?
Huh?
Wait, just because we're not in the courtroom, I don't get the honorable judge star and nothing.
Hey.
Yes, I love it.
Your sis today.
I'm sis all the time. I think that's one of the things that people really have loved is learning that we really are as close as you see on the show. So
exactly.
To my DC BAEliff.
Oh,
okay?
hell, let's do
I
it.
love
what I'm talking about.
Yes, indeed.
I love that.
You got us both here, my love.
Yes. So first off, I gotta switch gears.
Okay.
Robert, like,
bring it, baby, bring it.
Going on. How has it felt being on here? Like I was saying, the star, we're almost 60 episodes in.
Right.
We're in the game now. Like I know you're new to social media. Like, surprise.
Absolutely. Listen, I had to give you a call earlier, by the way. Remember that?
I wasn't gonna tell them that.
Don't tell everybody. Leave that out.
But it's all good.
All right.
How is it though? Like being in the spotlight, going from like being super chill, super reserved, and now you're not only in the spotlight on the show, but you're kind of like you're our BAEliff, BAE, So how's that? Talk to the people.
Let me tell you, man. I walk into this courtroom, right? And what I love about it is that I have ringside seats to what's going on. I'm there. I'm listening to everything. I'm learning. First of all, let me tell you something. When these litigants come up with some of these wild things, if you notice, I always look over to my sister. I look over because we're both thinking the same exact thing. But it's a wild ride. I mean, I'm loving it.
Love that. Now I gotta ask.
Okay.
Because being that I'm the social media producer, like I'm seeing the comments, I'm seeing the thirst.
Okay.
And we've seen the gym selfies that you've been taking. We've seen those. what have the DMs been looking like? First of all, I think the women want to know: are you married?
Excuse me, then you don't watch the show.
If you don't watch,
Oh,
you
he
gotta
is
watch
letting
the show.
know he's
You haven't
married.
Listen. My sister, she makes sure, she let everybody know. Not only am I married, I've been married 22 years. Been with my wife for 26 years. I'll tell you this: if you've been watching the show, Star will tell you, we've been together older than dirt.
Yeah.
Two beautiful children in. And Robert, can I let them in on the secret of when you were offered the job?
You know
that,
what? That's interesting. I would listen to that again.
So, no, I'm just going to tell you the one part that's more important.
Okay.
I called to ask to speak to Robert and Chris. I didn't call just to talk to Robert. I wanted to talk to Robert and Chris because I knew that opening Robert to this new industry would open him up to people trying to slide into his DM and sending thirst trap pictures and showing disrespect. And I wanted my sister Chris to be 100% prepared for it.
By the way,
so that she can shut it down.
By the way, let me shout out to my wife, my beautiful wife, Chris. I know you're watching. Let's go.
Shout out. What has she been saying about all of this attention you've been getting?
You know what? She's a ride or die, man. She's not insecure at all. She's loving it. She's loving it all, and she actually helps me out. Listen. Let me tell you something. When I went to the gym, that wasn't the only picture. I had several. She's picking out the best ones. So she's my right hand.
Pro social media producer. I love it.
Oh yeah, man. She don't sleep. She don't sleep.
I love it. Well, this is great. I have 2 seasoned married kings and queens. Right. So I would love to get into some more teams that we've been having in our comment sections.
Okay.
Now, we've had a few couples at this point come to this show, air out all their dirty laundry and air out all their problems, but then try to shut it down with the one question of, would you marry me? The ring is just supposed to be the end all be all, and they're just supposed to be okay after you put this ring on. I want to know, especially coming from a millennial, I want to know, do you think, what are your thoughts on the views of marriage today? Do you think it holds the same weight that it did back in the day? Why do you think it's changed now? So I want to y'all on that.
You know what?
Why do you think to solve it so easy by getting married?
I think the circumstances changed because I'm old school, man. When I was getting ready to get married, you go to your parents, you say, listen, I love this woman, I want to marry her. And the first thing he tells you is that, do you want to marry her? And I said, of course I want to marry her. What I've noticed now in the show is that people are willing to do different things to get married. That should have been resolved even before you asked.
Exactly.
Because think about it. I'm willing to change. I'm willing to stop flirting. I'm willing to stop gambling if you marry me. Okay. Guess what? It could be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And you didn't change anything. Guess what? Divorce happens. You get, and that's the issue. So the weight is the same. It's just the way. It's like a different circumstance now.
Absolutely. Star, did you want to?
He's 100% correct. I personally see an on-air proposal without a real game plan on how you're going to resolve issues as the ultimate in manipulation. And I've said that many times before. I think the people who ask you to marry them in that situation are the ones that you brought to court because they're, quote, controlling. And that's the ultimate controlling move right there. Let me go ahead and put you on the spot and ask you to become my significant other. And I can tell you, there's a case that really is going to break your heart that we get into over the course of this season, where it doesn't go the way people want it to go or expect it to go. And it's important for you to realize that you almost want to know the answer. Treat it like I did when I was a prosecutor. You always hear on Law and Order, lawyers are trained, never ask a question you don't already know the answer to. You don't want to be that person that asks someone to marry them where you don't know if they're going to answer you in the affirmative. Okay? You should know that y'all are so in sync that literally you're going to be asking and they're going to be accepting at the exact same time.
I was about to say, I'm about to jump off before you can even finish the segue, because I got to ask now, because there have been multiple couples. The man will come in with this dominant alpha male attitude, and then the woman is just supposed to, in a woman's place. Mm-hmm. There was this one couple in particular. The woman came in and she was talking about how he wasn't working because of the pandemic, and he was just trying to recover, and he was going through depression and all of that. So she talked about how they were facing eviction and how they almost got put out, and she was the one that had to come and save the day, right? So she had to be the breadwinner. She had to come take care of home. But then he told her that she shouldn't say anything, and he should have the last word because he's the man.
Oh,
the man should take care of the household, and then, like, if that's the case. So y'all, talk to me.
Can I take this? Can I take this one real quick?
Absolutely, go for it.
Let me have a drink first. Hold on.
Salute.
In the Hernandez household, I always have the last say, and it's "Yeah, babe," or "Yes, my love."
or what do you think, Chris?
Or what do you think, Chris? No, you know what? This alpha male thing, in our marriage, it doesn't work. I can't say it's exactly the last word. What it is, if I have a strong feeling about something, then it's something to talk about. But we're basically a team. I mean, there's nothing that comes on the table that we don't handle together. About this, me saying no, or no, I got this, and just dismissing her, that doesn't work in my household at all. No.
And I can tell you the way it works with my husband Ricardo and me is whoever has the expertise in that particular area gets the last word. Okay?
Yeah. That's interesting.
I mean, if I don't know something about something, I can give my opinion. I can say I checked it out. But if that's his area of expertise, tag, you're it, bro. Listen, either you have to trust your partner with what's supposed to be the thing that they're supposed to handle, or you don't. Okay? Right. And that's just the way we work it out. And we don't get into those which one takes what role. Okay?
Right. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, and that's just the truth. But I think what you're really asking, Carrie, and this is important, there are a number of families, relationships, where the traditional roles have been reversed, where the woman is the major breadwinner within the family, and then the male is more of the homemaker, okay? We've seen some of those come in to divorce court. I don't, in principle, have a problem with however you set up your household. I certainly don't. But whichever partner is supposed to be taking care of the house and the family, you need to be taking care of the house and the family. The house needs to be clean. The laundry needs to be done. The food needs to be cooked. What you're not supposed to be doing is sitting there playing a video game all day.
We've seen a lot of that too.
Which we've
more than I was expecting. Like,
exactly. And if you're telling me this is the role you're going to have for the time being because of the pandemic, there are so many gig opportunities right now that allow you to work remotely that you could be doing something. If you have school-age children, the kids are in school from 8 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's an opportunity to do some work during that time. Okay? And I believe very strongly, no matter who you are, you can flip a burger. You can greet the folk at the Walmart or the Costco. You can drive for Uber Eats or DoorDash or UPS. There's always something that you can do to be a part of the household, whether or not you're a man or a woman. I don't like women sitting on their butts, not taking care of the house. And I don't like men sitting on their butts, not taking care of the house. It's supposed to be a partnership.
That's
Supposed
right.
to be a partnership.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So now I love that y'all have laid that out. So gender roles, no such thing. Everybody plays their part. I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love that. Play your position.
Play their part. Yes. I like Yeah. So now another thing that has been consistent on the show that I've been seeing a big problem in relationships is adjusting to the other one's culture.
Uh-huh.
I know that, like, like that, if you're dating somebody of a different race, that could come with some issues. So, being that that was a consistent issue we've seen so far this season, why do y'all think? What advice, I guess, would you say to couples that are in situations like that? And like, why do you think that's so? Why do you think that's hard for them to, I guess, figure out early on? Because I feel like your differences, that's something you pick up on way before you end up on divorce court.
Go ahead, Robert, because you actually had some real thoughts about this.
But yeah,
case that we dealt with.
I think what's unique is that, my wife's Colombian, I'm Dominican, and people always assume, okay, they're both Latino, so they have the same culture, they have the same, the same ideals and the same, family views. But no, not necessarily. Just because we're both Latino doesn't mean anything. She has, different countries have their own spin on things, and you have to be open to it. It could be the smallest thing, but remember, that small thing is very important to her, just like whatever the small thing for me is very important to me. So you have to be open-minded. You have to just accept each other's culture. And let me tell you, you learn a lot, and you have more things to do, more things to share together,
I really 100% agree with Robert. And my husband's Puerto Rican. Obviously, I'm African American. But what we did find is that although we are different ethnic backgrounds, we have the absolute same sense of family. The absolute same sense of family. My husband and I met on a dating app, I think most people know. And the first questions that we shared with each other, our first answers, had to do with what kind of relationships we liked and didn't like, what worked for us in the past and what didn't. And we both really care about having a family and being close to your family. You see, I would not be able to be in a relationship with somebody that had a problem with me loving on my dad the way I love him, loving on my sister the way we love each other, embracing my friends the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be in a relationship with Ricardo if I couldn't appreciate the fact that he and his son have the most amazing relationship to the point where he's my son now. Okay? But I had to be appreciative of the fact that he was a whole human being before he came to this relationship. And I need to be respectful of his relationship with his mother and his father. I am the bonus mother. So the more people that can love on this kid and support this kid, the better. And so the blending of our cultures was very, very important to both of us. And I actually think it's one of the things that brings us together. When you say Robert, because you know the two of us, Robert was at our wedding, so
yeah, that was amazing. I
knows
loved
exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
And if you're not willing to be open to your mate's culture, you really shouldn't have picked that person as your mate.
Absolutely.
That's just the truth.
That's big.
Oh, my husband is here.
Hey.
I just saw him. I
just
him.
let everybody know. I have one question left. Please go ahead and start dropping in your questions for Star and BAEliff. Go ahead and start dropping them in now. We have one more question. This was a hot button, Star. BAEliff, please feel free to chime in. But Star, because I know that this came up on the show several times and on today's episode in particular.
Uh-huh.
Talk to me about wearing bonnets and PJs. And, let me set the scene for the people. Now, there have been several cases where, well, not this is not a gender thing, but it's been women coming in saying that they were going to the airport wearing PJs, or they were going out wearing their bonnet to the store, whatever. And it's been a hot conversation on Twitter, and now we're seeing it on the show.
Wait.
So I'm like,
but you have to say it the right way, the way he said it, the bonnet.
he said bonnet.
He said
I was so mad at him every time. Bonnet. Bonnet. No, sir. What? Because Star said it. He said, what?
No, the thing, and I know this is mean, but I'm going to be mean for a minute. The thing that cracked me up the most was his claim that she did not speak properly, and that embarrassed
because
him.
It's asparagus.
Exactly.
They called it a bonnet, okay?
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's a bonnet, okay? It's a bonnet,
Yeah.
not a bonnet, okay? So,
Yeah.
I digress. I apologize. It annoyed me. However, let me explain this. Apologies to any of the millennials out here who are going to say that I'm old-fashioned and stuck in my ways. But it's the same question I asked the young lady. Why do you wear a bonnet? She said to protect her hair for when she goes out. Baby, going to the airport means you out. Okay? You out. How much out you need to be?
Right.
Bonnet off your head. Okay? And pajamas off for sleeping, unless you are 4 years old and you have to get on the plane for a 3-hour flight and you a little kid. Okay? You can wear your PJs. Because every one of us has been on a road trip with the mom and daddy or the grandparents with our PJs on when we under 5. But if you as a grown person put on a sweatsuit, Gap, Old Navy, and if you like me, Costco, got the cheap, good sweatsuits that you can go right on outside and look good, okay? Put it on. Put you some Crocs on. Not bedroom slippers. Put you some Crocs. Decorate the Crocs. My girl Vanessa got the cutest Crocs. I bought some today because she told me to buy some. Put the little jewels on it. Do what you need to do. Wear some sneakers. Don't wear no house shoes. There's a reason they call them house shoes. You're supposed to wear them in the house. Okay?
They have your back in these comments, okay? I'm like, oh my gosh, like.
Okay, take your bonnet and your rollers and put them in your drawer in the bathroom. That's what they make the drawers for. To put bathroom amenities in. Oh my God. I tell you, I'm old-fashioned. I know everybody's going to be mad, and I don't care. But Harry, you know this to be fact. My grandmother, bless her heart, she was 99 years old when she went to glory to God. And my favorite story is to be with my grandmother watching MSNBC one day. And grandmother, I'll tell you this, grandmother was watching a story that had to do with the, quote, new slut walk. Y'all remember this? The slut walk that they were celebrating. And it was to celebrate women who were free with their bodies and refused to be slut shamed. I remember this. So this was years ago, but I'll never forget as long as I live. And my grandmother she asked me, huh? I don't understand. What is this? And I said, well, grandmother, I'm having an explanation for my grandmother. Well, grandmother, the young ladies are saying that they don't want, because they're free with their bodies and they can have multiple relationships, they don't want to be considered slut and be shamed for that. They call it slut shaming. And my grandmother, bless her heart, turned to me and she said, well, if you a slut, you need to be shamed. This is all I need to say. If you a slut, you need to be shamed.
Yes,
well. So, I'm sorry. So y'all need to understand, I'm going to come to the bench with some old-fashioned wisdom, some Auntie Star-isms, because my grandmother is always here in the back of me and represent, okay?
Yes.
And you will not come on divorce court and disrespect women. That's just not going to happen. Sorry.
Yeah,
No.
love it.
So, and that's the answer to the question. Leave your bonnet at home. Take your house slippers off and keep them in
I'll
the
leave
house.
my drag at home too. Okay.
And do rag too, bro.
Yeah,
Okay?
man. You gotta speak to the
If,
brothers.
if your waves ain't ready by the time you leave the house, they ain't gonna be
They
ready.
just ain't gonna be ready. They just not.
Wear a cap.
Wear a hat.
Wear a
Exactly.
hat. There you go.
Exactly. There you go. So
Well, I know we're wrapping up, and sorry, y'all. We have one. We only have time for one question from the audience, but please continue to leave your questions. We have a YouTube community page full of questions from our board. We take questions from there. Our comment sections, we love them. We read them. So y'all, please continue with your questions, comments, all of that you would love to see us talk about. Anything you want to hear feedback on, please continue to hit us up on social, hit us up on YouTube, all of that. I do want to finish this off with a question from Diva Girl 89. I think she watched today's episode, which is great.
do you know who that is?
Location services.
That's Chris. That's Robert's wife.
Wait, are we talking about the same one?
Yes,
This
honey. I know Diva Girl.
okay.
That's Robert's
Well,
wife, Chris.
I was gonna ask about the location services. Do we have because from today's episode we had a question a concern because he said he felt like he was being followed around his house, and I was just like, okay, yeah.
That's a good question, Chris. Go ahead.
And
Ask your question, babe.
so yeah, like, do you feel like location services? I know with iPhones, like if you go somewhere, you can share your location, and it's just indefinite, and then like like we know where we are. As long as that device is on you, I know where you at all times. Is that like a requirement? Do you have? And then also that was actually yesterday's episode too, so it worked out. So do you think that's like a requirement? Do you have to know in a relationship where your partner is as long as they're telling you where they are? What is that a requirement? Talk to me.
Robert?
No requirement needed. I mean, we have. I don't know. We have one of those apps. Let me tell you something. I'm tech savvy, but I let my wife do it. We have think Life 360 or one of those things where we all know all our locations just for safety. But do I have to have it? No. I mean, I talk to my wife constantly. I go to the gym. Hey, babe, I'm in the gym. I go to the supermarket. Hey, babe, I'm at the supermarket. You need anything? I mean, we are constantly talking to each other. I mean, we have trust. So, I mean,
Okay.
I've never ever said, babe, I need your location on or anything like that. That conversation never even came up until the kids went to school and stuff like that.
Let me tell you something.
Here we go. Here we go.
I trust my husband implicitly. He can go wherever the heck he want to go with whomever he want to go with. And I just put it like this. Ladies, be secure in your relationship if you are in a relationship with the right one. Okay? You don't need to put him on location services if you know your man or your woman. Okay? You just don't need to do that. And for all of those people that are out there, if you can beat me rocking, you can have my chair. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not tracking nobody. The dog, I'm not tracking him. No. Go ahead. And he's not tracking me because I'm not trying to go nowhere.
Do you think that's an insecurity thing though? Or is it like a legit security?
He wants to know where I am because he wants his wife safe.
Well, yeah.
Like Robert, I'm like, hey babe, I'm on my way to Fox this morning. My interview is at 11:15. I'll be back at 11:45. Okay.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna tell you, noon get here, he gonna say, TikTok, baby, where you at? Because he expected me to be here. And then I do need to respond because I told him I was going to be back at 11:45. But that's not because he's tracking me. That's right. Because I'm being courteous and he's making sure that I'm safe.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let me tell you, there's a lot
don't trust their partner. So if they don't, a lot of couples that have been on the show that do that location thing, they don't trust their partner. So
because they've been cheating and got on-break babies
right.
and gambling away the money and stole $4,000 off your
and stole $4,000. Yes.
That's why you need locations
yes.
for those people. Okay? I don't worry about it. Who's cheating and having on-break babies and running out to the weed man. I'm not worried about that. Okay? Even though I I did read today that Uber Eats in Toronto is going to start delivering weed. That's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
At the certain state in Florida too. Like,
In other words, drug dealing is legal now. I hope they make sure all those black and brown people that went to prison all those years. Okay, I'm just don't get me started.
Don't,
I'm,
yeah,
right.
I was
You
about to
don't,
say,
you don't,
we don't have
and
time
get on
for
that.
one.
I'm getting mad.
We don't have time for that one.
Yes.
But okay.
But thank y'all so much for taking this time. This has been great per usual. I need everybody to keep watching. If you miss any episodes, please stream on Hulu, stream on YouTube, or on Facebook, Audio Boom, all of that. We have so much more to come. Star, BAEliff, I'm going to let y'all send us off if y'all would like to add anything before we get out of here.
Yes, and thank you so much. Keep watching. And listen, it's only been about 60. You know,
60.
it's so yeah, like, you know, people are complaining. It's 180 shows, guys. All right, it's
We here for a long time.
We have a long time to go.
Pour the wine.
Carrie, I did see we're going to post this. Am I correct on YouTube?
Oh, absolutely.
You're going to post our tea time because a lot of people want to meet and greet DC BAEliff. Okay.
Yes. And this is the first of many. So, sir, I hope you was comfortable because you're coming back.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been so supportive of the show and tuning in and binge watching and getting into the comments and really being vested because we all have some drama and some trauma in relationships. It's kind of fun to be all in it together. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Y'all so much. Y'all have a good night. Don't forget, comment. Send us all your questions. Everybody have a good night. And until next time, see you guys later.
All right.
Thank you.